This is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
Hello, listener. Welcome to Baconsale. It's a pop culture podcast. If this is the first time that you are tuning into this show, why? Why this one? This is probably not the one for you. Why don't you check out episode 123? We had everything at Taco Bell. Maybe 227, World of Witchcraft, 265, Breakfast in the Furious, 306, Queen, We Will Rock You. I mean, come on. There are better episodes. Maybe not start with this one.
Actually, can I leave the show? I'm going to go listen to those episodes real quick.
They're great ones.
Yeah,
those are some of the greats.
But yes, it is a little true that, we do get a little self-indulgent on this one. This is a little more personalized. But welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent.
And I'm Zach.
And we'd like to thank you for listening to our last show, our Olympic tiering.
It should have been the most bland show of the year.
I don't understand.
But the speedo action that we had going on was great.
I am
Did
proud.
I phrase that correctly?
Yes, I think that's probably the more appropriate way to say it.
I'm very proud of Baconsalia, though.
I am proud to represent Baconsalia at all of the lame events that you see on ESPN 8, The Ocho.
Thank you, Zach.
But yeah, we had a fun time doing it. We hope you enjoyed the Olympics. We hope you enjoyed our show because, maybe we'll do it a Winter Olympics one day.
We probably will.
We don't know.
We probably should.
Yeah. But that's not what we're talking about today. Zach, what are we talking about today? Zach?
We're just gonna calm things down a little bit. We're gonna snuggle up real close and we're gonna talk about us.
Aw.
Yeah.
I love us.
Let's talk about us.
We are doing the famous Ask Baconsale. This is now the third time that we've done this.
Yeah, we did one on our first anniversary show, episode 53, back in 2016. And then we did an official Ask Baconsale episode. Our first one was in 2018 on episode 162.
Here's what's terrifying.
Yeah.
Joel loves research. Like, if we went to Cold Stone, his would be gotta have it. Mine would be love it. But on this one, there's nothing going into the show.
Well, for
at all.
us. But if you didn't know, if you're not following us on social media, on our Facebook and Instagram and Twitter pages,
shame on
then
you.
you didn't see that we asked for your questions. And so we asked those who are following us on our social media channels for questions. And they submitted them. Kent and I have not seen them.
Is Zach
Zach
screening
has
these
seen
questions?
Yes. Well, and I will say this, listener, you came up huge. Like, thank you so much. We have way more questions than we could possibly answer on this episode.
Yeah.
So we're going to just try and get through as many as we can. It was actually really fun.
Yeah. And in the past, when we've done these shows, they've gotten kind of weird.
Oh,
and so
Joel nerve level right now?
I'm kind of just hyped up on sugar right now, so
Sure.
I can't really differentiate one from the other.
Okay.
So, but I am a little nervous because I don't know
too.
what people are going to ask. I don't know what people want to know.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a couple of different categories. We're going to start with the Baconsale content side of it, where it's like, celebrities, pop culture, food, stuff like that.
Oh, we love
we'll
that
start
stuff.
here. Then we'll move into actually talking about Baconsale and kind of the, what we do here on the show. And then we're going to have, we're going to get personal.
I hate talking about myself.
We're going to do it.
I never overshare anything, ever.
Why are you lying right
I
now?
just listen to Bacon Bits. And yeah.
And because of that, again, if this is your first time listening to Baconsale, I would not recommend starting here. I'd recommend you get to know all of us here at Baconsale by our normal episodes.
Thanks for the listen. You hit play, so we already have
Awesome.
the listen.
Thank you.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
And I'm also very excited because this is the first time I've been here for an Ask Baconsale.
That's true.
And
So,
you
yeah.
will be answering some of these questions too.
Some of them are
Yes,
directed
some
at
of them
me.
will get turned towards
Awesome.
you.
All right, let's just start. Let's get a warm up here. We play a game here on Baconsale called Cable IMAX Erase.
Yes.
Now we are going to do it more the traditional way, though, with three actresses:
Oh.
Kate
Ooh.
Beckinsale, Kate Hudson, and Kate Mara.
Not
Okay.
Rooney Mara, but Kate Mara.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm going to marry Kate Beckinsale.
Yes.
Wait, we're not doing cable IMAX Erasing.
I mean, it's Kiss, Marry, Kill.
So Kate Beckinsale is going to be my cable. I don't know how we're going to do this.
Yeah, Cable would be your marriage.
Yeah. And then
IMAX is that one-time experience that's larger than life.
It's a kiss.
it's going to be Kate Hudson, and then Kate Mara is going to be erased.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Kate Hudson is going off the cliff.
Yeah.
For sure. She's
agree
the
with you.
worst.
No, she's not.
She's the worst.
She is. I was going to say, I imagine her being a lot of fun.
No, it's
to be
like,
around.
it's going to sound mean, whatever I say, but I'm already killing her. Her voice is the worst.
Oh, come on.
I do think that I would marry Kate Mara. I think she's the marrying type.
Really?
And Kate Beckinsale, I don't think she loves long-term relationships. And
But she
so
could, Kent.
I think she's more the kissing type.
Yes, I agree.
IMAX.
Yeah. Yes, I think she's more the IMAX type.
I'll take yours as well.
So, yeah, we slightly differ there.
A little bit, yes.
So, but yeah.
Wow, okay.
Nice.
Thank you for your question.
That was a little confusing with the Cable IMAX race and Marry Kiss Kill thing, but
Yeah, I mean, you always try to keep it so family friendly.
Yeah.
we try.
Right. Okay. Of all the fast food that you've eaten, what is your all-time least favorite menu item?
Oh, one item for all the restaurants.
I mean, they said
places.
favorite and least favorite, but I want to see what's your least favorite thing?
That is kind of that's difficult because
I don't think so.
I remember that Morningstar burger
Exactly.
was absolutely awful.
Yeah.
But
What's the but?
tuna protein bowl.
Yep. That's where
That
I was
from
going to go.
Subway.
I know it's really fresh, but it's in recent, but it was terrible.
I think with enough ketchup, I could probably tolerate the Morningstar burger from Burger King.
No.
But with the tuna, it was so much tuna. It was just like this mountain of tuna on top of uncut
It was a lot of
cucumbers and
tuna,
tomatoes.
and was it tuna? No, it wasn't. But there was so much of it that you could kind of you didn't have to taste anything else really. Whereas the Morningstar, I got one bite in, and I could do no more. Burger King and Subway were pretty close to tied for last. And the Morningstar stands out because, I mean, it's the Satan burger. Let's be honest.
That's the son of the morning burger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we disagree again.
Yeah.
What about favorite?
All-time
Off the top of
favorites?
your head, of the challenges you've done, you've eaten a lot of menu
What
items.
we've eaten everything at McDonald's, Taco
What from
Bell.
Taco Bell do we love?
Double decker. You didn't like that, but so we've eaten everything at McDonald's, we've eaten everything at Taco Bell, we've eaten everything at Burger King, we've eaten everything at Wendy's, and we've eaten everything at Subway. So it's got to be something there.
Oh, I know my answer. McDonald's French fries.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the best. They're not fries, really, but
and I got to go with what I usually get and what isn't discontinued from the menu. Thank you very much, Taco Bell, for getting rid of one of my favorite things ever, the double decker taco. You jerks.
do you think it's coming back ever?
I think it will.
Yeah.
Because it was too popular to just throw away like that. Like anyway. But I'm going to go with what I get and prefer most. I'm going to say the Burger King Whopper, actually. I'm a huge fan.
Tier 3.
I'm a huge fan.
Over McDonald's fries?
Yes.
Over other people's McDonald's fries that you eat in the drive-up.
That's pretty good. But
It's not pretty good. It
I've
is the
gotten
best.
many Whoppers since that challenge. A lot of these restaurants I just kind of don't go back to for a while.
Wow. You still go to Burger King. I'm proud.
Yeah.
Well, ashamed.
Proud shamed?
Yeah. Proud shamed.
I will abstain from this one because I've only done the Subway challenge, and nothing there was my favorite.
You had to have liked something.
I mean, I like some
A cookie.
things, but-
You like the cookie?
Sure, chocolate chip cookie. Okay, with all the craze of soda bars and flavored sodas, Kent, you're actually drinking one right now. What is your go-to drink order when you go to these places?
So it depends on which place I'm going to.
I know it
Kent's Maverick order, I think, is well known.
So
if you go to Fizz,
if I go to Fizz,
you're getting the drama queen.
yeah, Diet Drama Queen actually, 44-ounce Diet Drama Queen light ice, please.
what does that have in it?
Sour apple, raspberry, and some other fruit.
Wow.
Because some fruit is drink in it for sure. I hate ordering that drink. But if I go to like Twisted Sugar, I'll get the Diet Bombshell. Everything I get.
The fact that you know the names.
It's like they want me to be embarrassed. They're like,
Yeah.
Kent's back. Change the name to something embarrassing real quick.
Yeah.
Joel, what do you get?
Here's the thing. I don't go to these places.
don't frequent these places.
Because a couple reasons. One, I don't drink that much soda. I like it,
Also,
but I just don't get
it's
it.
$3 a pop.
And that's it. The frugal side where I'm like, they're making bank on this. But I have more recently, my son, I've been rewarding him with Mow the Lawn. He gets to go to Twisted Sugar and we get a drink together. Or he gets a drink and I get to try it. I really like, by the way, there was one called, I think it was the root beer barrel or something like that. It was
Oh,
like-
yeah.
It was like cream, vanilla.
That's
and
right
root
up
beer.
your alley.
It was basically like a root beer float, but
But for you, that's a luxury item, right?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
you'll rarely get.
I rarely get it, but when I do, it's usually a root beer, one of the root beer concoctions. I'm sorry, I don't go there that often, so I couldn't tell you exact. But
Joel is literally drinking a water right now.
I
though.
am. But I do also usually, when I go there, I like getting the kid ones. I don't know why, but it's like the
Oh, Italian sodas or something like
no,
that?
it's like the kid one. It like has gummy worms in it and like green apple flavoring
it's
and
sharks
Sprite.
in the water. There's also
For
pink
some
poodle.
reason, I'm like, hey, candy on this. That's actually I'm getting more for my money or something like that.
I love it.
Yeah, but I don't usually go there.
For me, it's like a Dr. Pepper with vanilla cream and raspberry or peach.
I think it's like the Captain Jack or something like
Captain
that.
Jack. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Why do I
that's
know
what that
that?
has raspberry puree. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the purees.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah.
All right, most overrated fast food place.
Well, I've said In-N-Out many times before, and I do believe that's probably going to be my final
I think it's
answer here.
overrated.
I think it's overrated because still people are like, oh, yeah, In-N-Out.
Do you think still like it's been in Utah for a long time?
People still swear by it.
Really?
I still get people bugged that I didn't say their fries were that good, and they're like, how dare
The
you?
line is always long in the drive-thru.
And it's so fresh. So fresh. So fresh. So, yeah, I'll say In-N-Out, although there was on an upcoming episode of Baconsale, there's going to be one that I'm definitely going to call out as overrated.
Good.
But you'll see.
Chick-fil-A.
How dare you?
It's Chick-fil-A.
It's
How
Chick-fil-A,
dare
and I'll
both of
tell you
you.
why. They have the same amount of items the In-N-Out does, and most of their stuff is quite good, but they only have like 4 options.
But it's such
and
good
everyone
options.
loves it. And there's some drug in it that makes women love this place.
Yeah,
And Joel.
it's like put a Chick-fil-A in a Target and you're set for life.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's just fine. It's good. I like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's quite fine, but that's about
it is so overrated, though.
No.
Yeah,
I
and the
think
drive
that's
up is
right where it needs to
always
be.
just stacked.
So good.
I like In-N-Out Burger, Joel.
In-N-Out Burger's
I'm a
fine.
fan. I'm a
but,
fan.
But people are just like, it's the best thing in the world. And I'm like,
You have
it's
to
a
eat
burger.
it as soon as they hand deliver it through the window.
It's a burger and
And I
fries.
do. I think that's why I like it. I literally will park. I'll go through the drive-thru
It's
and
like
then
the
park next
thinnest-
to the store.
It's the thinnest burger ever with like a flat bun on it.
I am a thin burger person. I don't like thick burgers.
Like thick with 2 C's.
Yeah, boy. Okay, now I'll just read this as it was sent in to me. Best chick flick of all time, in parentheses, because we all know Kent has one.
Best chick flick of
Traditional
all time?
chick flick.
Chick flick, not rom-com.
Well, no, a rom-com can be a chick flick.
No, well, it could be, but we're talking like The Notebook.
That's a chick flick.
I don't know. Because this is one where you can't disclude rom-coms, though, because you get ones like, I mean, when we did our show on How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and 10 Things I Hate About You, I would consider both of those
Okay.
chick flicks.
I wouldn't say 10 Things I Hate About You.
But
as
it's
much.
hard, though, because there's favorite, right? I could say like When Harry Met Sally. By the way, we're just winging this here. When Harry Met Sally, which I appreciate because the writing is so good, but it's not considered like a Sleepless in
Chick
Seattle.
flick. See,
right?
There's an ultimate here. It's Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, that's
The
a good
6-hour
one.
version?
The miniseries is actually quite good with Colin Firth.
No, the Keira Knightley one.
No.
That's a chick flick.
Get
It's a chick
outta
flick, but it's not
here.
the best one. What are you talking about?
You guys are guys. Why don't you mansplain chick flicks some more?
we did a whole show on it. I think I'm going to have to say Sleepless in Seattle
It's a good call.
or Serendipity. That's my favorite, but I don't know if it's the best.
Yeah, are we talking best or like most widely accepted? Our favorite. Is it our
What's
favorite?
the actual
Best-
question?
It says best because we all know Kent has one. So
What's your-
it
what's
could
your
be
favorite?
Kent, you always say your favorite's the best.
Well, that's true.
What's your favorite?
What's my favorite?
Yeah.
500 Days of Summer.
That's not a chick flick.
I know.
That's a.
It's Sleepless in
Stop.
Seattle.
I think that's a great choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones, though. I'm actually a big fan of a lot of romantic comedies.
Yes, you are.
Who's your favorite Scooby-Doo character?
Don't say Scrappy.
No, it's obviously Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is my favorite character.
Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Shaggy's
gotta
great,
be
but
Shaggy.
who is he without Scooby-Doo?
Come on. You're like Fred. Stop.
The
Actually-
show's called Scooby-Doo, not Shaggy.
Velma. Brains of
Velma's
the
great.
operation.
Yeah,
I'm
Velma's
sure you
awesome.
like
Brains
Velma.
of the operation.
Yeah.
Velma's good.
I'm sure.
I've seen some pretty cute Velma Halloween costumes.
there are out there, yes.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Shaggy. I mean, Shaggy's the one, he's comic relief.
Like, wow, Scoob. I like Scoob. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, it's Shaggy, probably.
Shaggy.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Scooby.
Mr. Boombastic.
Wrong Shaggy.
Romantic. It wasn't me. What is the best franchise? Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th, or Heckraiser?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Not Friday the
Franchise.
13th. Not Friday the 13th. I can tell you that now.
There's the majority of each series is weakness, to be honest with
It's
you.
true.
You got to talk first great movie, which Halloween is probably the best first great movie of all those franchises.
Nightmare on Elm Street for number one is the
Halloween-
best one.
Halloween is the best. There would be no Nightmare on Elm Street without Halloween. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we're going legacy, sure.
And it's just great. Michael Myers is a fantastic.
I like the Halloween franchise, but I'm just saying I think Nightmare on Elm Street has the stronger opener. Because hear me out here.
Okay, I'm listening.
Halloween is a fantastic suspense thriller about a faceless killer that doesn't really have much personality.
Right.
Freddy Krueger introduced a whole mythology about being able to be killed in your dreams. It created the character of Freddy Krueger. It gave us that kind of really fun stinger ending. It was comedy and horror.
It wasn't quite comedy at that point. It hadn't reached comedy until number 3.
True.
Which, honestly, and that's why I'm saying it's the best franchise, because number 3 is so much fun. And then New Nightmare is kind of like this, even though it's 20 years old at this point, was still a really fun reintroduction.
Yeah.
Like a very meta take. Whereas I think Halloween is better as an original scary movie because it's real.
I
it's
think
not a
all
dream
of them
killer.
have diminishing returns. I think the weakest, obviously, is Heckraiser. That's what we're
Yeah,
calling it.
definitely.
And then Friday the 13th. And then
But Halloween does have a revitalization, and I
That's
liked
doing- that's
H2O
doing
as
good.
well.
Yeah.
And Halloween 3. Oh, man.
Halloween to me overall is the most interesting.
But I grew up with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And so I have to go with that.
I'll
Isn't that
say-
weird? I grew up with that.
Yeah, I grew up on Nightmare on Elm Street as well. But I do feel like it's diminishing returns, which one got goofier and goofier, kind of killed the scariness of Freddy.
Right.
Whereas Michael Myers stays pretty consistent, so I'll say Halloween.
Okay.
Okay.
Even the Rob Zombie ones.
No. I
They're
haven't seen
included.
those. I haven't seen
They're
those.
included.
This one is just for you, Joel.
What?
What is it going to take to get you to watch Alita Battle Angel?
I can tell you it will take a DeLorean, a TARDIS, a phone booth, or any other sort of time machine.
Are you really not watching it because she beat Iron Giant?
No, I am not watching it because you and Ryan browbeat me and pushed her through so far when she didn't deserve to go that far in a robot battle bracket.
Watch the movie.
So I've decided, I'm not going to see it.
But why?
Take a time machine.
It's not actually like a great movie.
Here's the thing. She can go a round or two, and I'll be perfectly fine with it. How far you guys pushed her, I was so annoyed with that. It was one of the things where I'm like, you know what? I was kind of lukewarm on this now. Now I can just not see it.
Oh, jeez.
So good. So we'd have to go back in time, change our votes.
Yeah, not
watched the movie.
push her as far as you did. Mm-hmm. She's got the I can't believe I'm going to say this name. She's got the Hopper stink on her.
Oh, come on.
Where it's like I have these feelings of like no.
Yeah, sure.
I have not been able to watch or Bug's Life since that bracket.
It's PTSD.
A little bit
Because all the locusts.
Kent, this one's for you.
Okay.
This kind of was addressed in a Bacon bit at one point, but Kent, does knowing the whole plot of movies before you see them take you out of the movie experience? It's like surprises, twists. When you find out information about a movie, does it take you out of it?
I'm going with a cop-out answer with it depends. There are superhero movies.
cop-out answer.
Yeah, superhero movies are never really going to surprise me at this point. And so...
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, you can kind of predict everything that's going to happen. And so knowing a lot about it won't affect me. But there are times where I'm like, oh, I was meant to read a book. Let's say a movie's being adapted from a book. I won't read the book because I want to be surprised in film, and then I'll read the book after.
I find generally it's better to watch the movie first and the book second,
Same.
because then you're not
Yeah.
as disappointed.
Yeah. For most movies I see, it doesn't affect me if I know spoilers.
I kind of get that. I'm there for the journey, you know? I want to see it happen. I don't like visual spoilers. I don't care about plot spoilers as much.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to move now into the Bacon Sale category. We're going to start talking about like Bacon Sale,
The mechanics of our show.
the show, the dynamics, and stuff like that.
Okay.
For example, this is a question: how do you think the other host would describe you? So, so imagine you have to give an elevator pitch. Joel about Kent, Kent about Joel.
Like how Kent would describe me.
What do you think the other would say?
Oh, so we're describing ourselves from the other's viewpoint.
How do you think the other host described you?
I think Kent would say something along his lines of like, yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a real nice guy. Sometimes too nice. I really wish he would just be a little more angry and like dislike things more, because he seems to like everything all the time.
Okay.
Also, he's got really good biceps.
Yeah, I have literally said that. Especially in Connect 4 pictures.
Yeah.
I think Joel would say about me, Kent is really passionate. Try not to disagree with him or he'll never let it go. And he'll try to get the last word in, but he still means well, and he's not as mean as he sounds.
That's pretty much true. I remember one time someone I knew was asking for about you. They were considering, someone I knew was considering dating you. And I remember I said, I tell you what, I can give you a non-pervert, non-creeper guarantee. That's about it.
Wow. A ringing endorsement.
Why did I
folks.
just say that? A non-pervert. I need that like on a plaque somewhere.
You can get that on a shirt at
Okay.
baconsale.com/baconsale.
Wait, so that's a non-pervert, non-creeper guarantee?
That's what I gave her. And then
It's a low bar
and
that
then
I'm
you
willing
broke
to
up with
reach.
her.
Yeah. So I'm a heartbreaker, but not a creeper.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys just described me as he's the new guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the new guy who's been around for a year and a half.
That's true.
No big deal.
Yeah. Okay, what is your favorite type of show? We kind of have a
Baconsale episode.
Yes, of Baconsale episode. We have a series of styles of shows that we do. What do you like the best?
Generally, I would say pitch shows, but it's been so long since we've done a pitch show.
You have one in your pocket, I'm pretty
I
sure.
do, and I'm trying to think of like the best idea for it. So I'm not as passionate about it as I used to be.
Okay.
Mostly just because pitches do take a while to come up with, and I want them to be good. I feel like there's a little more pressure on it, so the joy isn't quite there as much
Because each
anymore.
time over, they're like, hey, jokey, and Kent's like, okay, if Hollywood is listening, I have this 4-page document that I've created. I'm going to read it very seriously. Everyone shut up. I'm going to say this correctly.
It's so true. And then I do look forward to the brackets, but those are the times where, at this point in our run, we do get the most fiery at each other.
We do.
Yeah.
And so I look forward to them, and then I'm like, why did we get mad over the dumbest things? Obviously, I'm trying to come up with an answer.
Well, and I do enjoy the category shows.
And category show would be...
Category shows
a
are up
given.
there because, to me, that's not picking the best. There's a variety of bests involved. There's not like one winner to rule them all, and I don't have to make that decision of like, what's my number 1, what's my number 5. It's like, oh, this is my favorite for when I'm trying to fall asleep, and this is my favorite for when I'm wanting to work out.
Yeah.
If that were to ever happen. And so I do enjoy category shows a lot. And every time we do them, I highly enjoy. Also, I love every time we can play musical clips for some reason.
Yeah.
It just adds
Well,
so
that's
much
why
more to the show.
Soundtrack and Feels works so well, because
Yeah.
it's a category show
With
music.
clips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. Category shows, and they're not hard for us to come up with, and so the research isn't as devastating.
Yeah.
No, the bracket shows take
Ranking is tough. Brackets are hard to
Brackets take a long
research.
time to prepare for.
But category is like, okay, we came up with 20 categories. Let's cut it down to 10. We've got a show, and we're not killing any darlings, really.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
The shows where we can sing are very fun.
Yeah. Zach, I was going to say, you've been here, like I said, over a year now.
Well, I listened to
Which
Baconsale for
shows-
years prior.
But which ones, is there a difference between which shows you like when you were just a listener and which shows you like when you were a member of the group here?
I don't know. I think it's pretty much the same. I like what I like. I like food episodes. I mean, I think they're always
Yeah,
super
the
fun.
listener generally does.
Yeah.
Those are very relatable.
But
And those are generally tiering shows.
generally speaking. But category shows to me have always been my favorite because of the variety that you get, and there's a lot of chance for randomness and weirdness and things like that. So
me giving the mainstream pick, Kent giving the hipster pick.
Me
Yeah.
talking about Passions, the soap opera from the 90s.
gosh.
and especially getting specific, I think the overrated and underrated ones are fun because they are all over the place.
Yeah. And those are
do-
category shows.
I was going to say, I do kind of like, I like where we're at. I like what we're doing, but I do kind of miss the early days when it was kind of all over the place in regard to what we were going to talk about.
Right.
Like a lot of people have bashed on the winter show, but I highly enjoy that one because I go back and listen and I'm like, this is so crazy. What are we talking about?
So good.
This again, I'm just reading this as it was submitted. Kent, why is Joel the ultimate host of Baconsale?
Oh, the ultimate host.
What does that even mean?
I know. Tell me about it.
That's what it says.
How did the Ultimate
honestly,
Warrior talk?
I mean, since we're answering questions,
Yeah.
Great voice.
Yeah.
You know how to read an audience.
Oh my gosh, she's getting all genuine.
No, for
Yeah.
real. I think you cater to a general audience, and I think you play that very well. Like, I kind of make fun of you sometimes. I'll be like, Joel's so mainstream and this sort of stuff. But I do think that's the majority of people who don't want to explore as much into our weird into the weed conversations, which you can go there, but you'll pull it back often and make it relevant to the majority of
I
people
can't look you
listening.
in the eyes because you're complimenting me. This is really weird.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It is
sorry.
a little awkward.
And his the gun show. I mean,
Bam!
we've talked about his arms a few times lately. His leg game not strong, but the gun show.
Whoa.
Oh, Indian leg wrestle right now.
I will.
Okay.
Nice. Put on this. Bring back the Speedos.
No.
My legs are freakishly strong. I'm going to flip this around and put it on Kent as well.
But the question wasn't for you.
I know,
though.
but I since I'm
just because I gave some love doesn't mean you
I
have
feel
to.
like I need
Save
to.
it for the last episode of the season.
I know.
No, but I feel like from Kent's perspective, I feel like he's a fantastic and the ultimate host of Baconsale because people look to him as an authority figure on his opinion on movies, and it's one of those things where like he says something, and even if they don't, even if they disagree with you, they still respect the authority of the movie critic. You have that mantle upon you. And I think that it's that with your ability to expose people to the unusual, the weird, the strange, the dark, the hipster, that kind of people are kind of like, oh, well, I'd like to hear more about that. And they respect your opinion for that. And I think your voice is fantastic as well.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Not anymore.
I think you're both pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah. This one is, I feel weird when one's directed at me and I'm reading it, but I'll just answer it real quick. It says, Zach, be honest. How weird was the transition from guest host to full-time host of Baconsale? We've heard a lot from Joel and Kent, but not much from you. What's your side of it?
Oh, good question.
It was weird because I came into hosting Baconsale as
In limbo.
Yeah, it was like I have the ability to fill in right now, and times are weird because I started my first time here was the first episode in April. We had just started pandemic season,
and we just lost Jake.
And we just lost Jake.
It sounds like he's dead.
Yeah, and it was like, hey, we'll see. Let's try and get a revolving door. But then it was like, well, maybe because of the state of the world, a revolving door of guest hosts doesn't make sense. We can't do the Jeopardy thing.
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of like, oh, we'll see. And it was like I had a short-term contract. We'll see when it ends. But then, honestly, it all felt pretty natural moving into just staying here and continuing to come up. And
well, you never left was a thing.
I literally lived in this room.
The
Bacon
yeah,
cave.
you just lived here.
Yeah, and yes, so it just made sense.
And for us, it's been really good. I mean, just to give a little bit of because this is a behind-the-scenes section, right?
Yeah.
Jake was very good for the common man, the common person,
sure,
because he didn't grow up watching Saturday morning cartoons every day. He
watched He-Man in his underwear.
In his underwear sometimes, but like,
yeah. And as a kid, he did too.
Not everyone grows up on a and not everyone grows up on a ranch. But he didn't know a lot about things, and so he'd stop us from talking about things or stop us when we got too far ahead. And so, and to jump from there, more about pop culture, Zach.
Yeah.
But you do have there's the age gap.
The age gap.
And
yeah.
so you'll often
I'm
be
a
like,
millennial.
guys, you're speaking to an older audience.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that 80s movie. So let's explain that a bit further instead of just, feeling like,
why are you talking about Car 54? Where are you? No one knows what
Right. Literally no idea what that is.
So I do think that transition from our perspective was pretty natural.
And it was like when we were talking about a new host, we were talking about who to bring in, and you came in as the guest host, and you came in again, and it was kind of like, well, yeah, Zach makes sense.
Yeah, plays really, really well.
Yeah. Could you be a little more Amish though?
I mean, I could try.
I mean, he does have the beard.
He does have the beard.
I don't have an Amish beard.
It's getting there.
I have the mustache.
Getting there.
Come on, you step off, son. Okay. In your opinion, what is the most serious show that Baconsale's ever done? Because I'm obviously, there's a lot of comedy that's happening. But what is if there was a serious show?
There are shows where I got pretty upset. For example, right after Batman v Superman came out, we did why the Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb scores I feel are so corrupt. But that was me going on a rant, so I wouldn't call that serious. I would actually say it was episode 3 probably, and it was Simon Pegg making comments, and we referenced this just barely about the death of geek culture and what fandoms do. To certain cultures and how it's dying off, which is crazy because we're on season 7 and still geeking out every single day, right?
There's still plenty to talk about, yeah.
Right. But we were getting into the conversation, and it felt like we were giving commentary on a culture.
Yeah.
Joel, what about you?
For me, I'd have to say it was probably one of the first episodes. I mean, we have a lot of fun with Dr. Matt, but I do feel like that psychology of fear one. Like I walked in, I think it was one of the first ones we did with Dr. Matt.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like he was digging in deep, like psychosis wise. But that we were talking about actual fears that we had. And while it was funny, we were talking about, being trapped in water with sharks around, and it was terrifying.
Right, or running up the stairs really quick with the lights off.
But there was a couple real moments in that one, the psychology of fear, when I kind of went, wow, this feels like a legit psychology show. And that's why we've never had Dr. Matt back. Got
back.
too real.
It's been asked. It was also asked, when is Dr. Matt coming back?
We just need to plan it and ask him because he's always down.
He's usually pretty cool about we're like, hey, we got an idea. You want to do this?
Can we come over at 1 a.m?
And he's like, are we doing the Oingo Bungo show yet? And we're like, no, not yet.
What?
He loves Oingo Bungo.
So do I.
I know.
I've never met him.
Zach, I do think we need to do a show with Dr. Matt just so I can say, Dr. Matt, what can you tell us about Zach?
Yes.
And he could just break you down,
No. Into Zach.
No. We're going to do the Oingo Boingo show so we can just talk about 80s music and have fun. I don't need analysis.
We'll do a bait and switch. It's fine.
We've done it before with Dr. Matt.
We don't have to pay him, do we?
No, it's free.
Well, then I get some free therapy out of this. Okay. How about this? Just off the top of your head, quick answer. What's your favorite episode of Baconsale?
Mom show.
Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And we're not even on the show.
That's why it's the best.
Okay. On top of your head.
Go, Joel.
Quick as you can.
The first one I thought was Rocky versus Independence Day.
It's a
What about Fast Food for Thought?
Oh, I do like that one too.
episode 22.
I don't know. Mom show was so much fun, but the Rocky one's the first one that came to mind, so I'll say that one, Rocky versus Independence Day.
Okay.
I don't know if it's favorite though.
Yeah.
Favorite.
Okay. The music shows. I really do enjoy the music shows.
I was going to say mine.
Bathroom etiquette.
Bathroom etiquette is
With
good.
us on the show, Bathroom Etiquette is the best show.
Yeah.
Tournament of 80s New Wave was so much fun. For
It was
me,
so much
too.
fun.
But I got so mad at that one too. But we ended at a good place.
The one that popped in my head, I mean, the answer could change all the time, of course. The one that popped in my head was the recent Twinner winner.
It was so fun.
So much fun on that one.
with the songs that had the like titles.
Songs with the same titles.
Yeah.
I had a blast on that. And I've listened to it multiple times since and got a real good laugh out of it.
Or two.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, honestly, we've done.
We're great.
We love us.
Do you think there is a bracket show that you don't agree with the outcome?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if our winner didn't win, right? Like, I think Bad Day should not have won the one-hit wonder for the 2000s.
We've kind of talked about this before. I mean, the Nirvana thing.
The Nirvana not winning the 90s bracket is still, it's always going to be.
Well, what we should have done, and we've mentioned this, but it should have been the Nirvana bracket, right? It should have been named the Nirvana
brought
bracket.
to you
Well,
by.
we've done once. We did the 2000s horror decade dance brought to you by Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to have the same answer, and then you ended up having the same number one answer.
It's just what we do. And we're all having fun here, but I'm like, oh, Helga Sinclair or this band over this band. I think that it's, even if they end the way we don't want them to, the journey is really, really fun.
It is. And the fun part about
really
it is
what-
people get so mad about how we got there, but they're like, I hated every decision you made. But the end was pretty
It was
good.
fine, yeah.
The winner was probably fine. I do think it would be fun one time to just not listen to the episode again and redo one of those brackets and see if we land in the same place.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be fun. This one is interesting, and it is a little behind the bacon. We'll be kind of vague with this, but how are things going in terms of getting sponsors for the show? Are you satisfied with how things are? We have a really cool advantage of having a bunch of really awesome sponsors of the show from Patreon.
The patrons really are kind of what keep the lights on here in the Bacon Cave. We're very grateful for them. Better than a sponsor too, because then I don't feel like we're having to plug anything or do anything on the show.
Yeah, I would rather say thank you, patrons. Here's an extra episode every week or so than say, and now we're going to talk about all the stuff you can get from Squarespace.
Gold Bond, medicated powder.
I mean, let's just jump to the burger bacon bit that we did. I even forget the name of the place. The app that we used for the sponsorship.
Grub
Grub Pass.
Pass.
Yeah,
Just
Grub
changed. But
And I'm not going to badmouth them, but it's like we did a bacon bit like for the show. It's like #ad.
Yeah.
And I felt like we were selling out a little bit.
yeah.
And even though it was
a dang
good
good
food,
burger, yeah.
the experience was not super good, but we didn't want to be like, yeah, that was horrible. So we were a little bit kinder than maybe our real personalities would reflect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's bias. There always is when you have that sort of relationship.
Yeah. Whereas I like Patreon because we're representing the fans that listen to the show and love the show, and so we want to do what they want us to do.
Yes.
I mean,
By the way, this episode is brought to you by Tide. Tide. Get your whites white and your colors colory. I don't know.
Yep.
Is that what they said?
We're fired. They just dropped our sponsorship.
But, I think Patreon was one of those blessings where we were looking for stuff, people that could support us, people that could sponsor us, and then Patreon was one of those ideas that we got, and we went, well, that could work, and I think it has worked very well. So thank you, patrons.
it's
again.
helped, and I think it definitely keeps us continuing to do what we want to do and not driven by
and able to
a
do
certain
more.
image.
There's no way we would have been able to do the Subway challenge without patrons.
That actually a great segue. We're going to do Subway Part 2. So the menu has recently been completely revamped.
No.
I wouldn't say
follow
no
up on it.
I would say not now.
I think
Would
we should
you
do
wanna
a bacon
bit?
We should do a bacon bit and try some of the new items.
I think down the
That's all
road,
we would do.
we're old and gray and we want to revisit something.
Yeah, I'm quite triggered by subs right now. Yeah. I have not gone back.
That was it was surprisingly unpleasant to do that challenge.
Yeah, and it should be like the most healthy. I think it was well, there were a lot of veggies involved.
There were, a lot of veggies.
You can make it a very unhealthy experience, which I did. I think we did. Okay, this one is super weird, and this is a little bit of a Baconsale deep cut, so I apologize. Who would win in a fight between Krampus, Jacob's Amish brethren, Kent's ex-girlfriends, and the Scream Queen? It's time we find out who the greatest season cliffhanger threat really is.
I like this.
Yeah.
Okay, because
This is
Because at
I
the
will,
end of each season, we somehow managed to survive a horrible
Krampus
attack.
can affect realities. He's basically the Scarlet Witch.
He's not that strong.
Yeah, I think.
He's-
Are we
he's
going
a
up
goat-
real Krampus?
Goat man with a chain.
Okay, with a parade.
Scream Queen, I think we got to ground her in a little bit of reality because she can't just be an ethereal ghost.
No, but long fingernails and she cuts off body parts.
Yeah.
Does she technically
Tongues.
qualify as
Tongues.
an ex-girlfriend?
I was going to say, I think the Amish people they don't know what they're in for. They're going to go out pretty quickly.
Considering that one of my exes got you sick, Zach.
That's true. That's true.
Can I say that?
That sounds so weird. That sounds really weird.
And I think I have a good relationship with everyone I've dated.
Right.
And
But they
it's
did
not
blow
like
up
a
the
ton
bacon
of
cave.
people, but they did blow up the Bacon Cave.
Yeah. And that was just like all the wrongs. I think the Scream Queen is going to take it, honestly.
Okay.
I think that Krampus is going to underestimate her. I think she's going to get the advantage, and I think she's going to make Krampus pay.
So you're giving the two supernatural beings.
Yeah, I think the
edge here.
Amish and your ex-girlfriends are going to fight each other, and then Krampus and Scream Queen are going to come in and
I think
take
it's
them down.
like I would go Scream Queen as well, but as far as best cliffhanger, I think it's the original. I think it's Krampus. Because the way that we ended and the way we began.
Yeah.
Although Joel 2016 was also a villain who was Pete the intern.
That's actually true.
Yep.
Pete the intern as evil me was pretty fun. But here's the other thing, Kent. Krampus didn't technically kill us. He just trapped us in a snow globe.
Yeah.
Scream Queen killed us.
Yeah.
Well, killed Jacob. And then dated you. And then ghosted you.
Get it? Ghost.
She ghosted me.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say Scream Queen on that one though.
I like it. If Baconsale got to create one new law, what would it be?
Should we go with the etiquette shows that we've talked about?
Yeah.
Probably so. Was there something we really felt strongly about?
You opine on these types of
if
things.
it's restroom etiquette, I'm very passionate about
is a
speaking
law.
in the bathroom, for
As
example.
a law.
But yeah, we were not. The other two people in that bathroom etiquette show thought you were a little crazy for no speaking ever.
Yeah, still though, you shouldn't.
I think no shoes off in the movie theater was pretty strong for both of us.
No,
What?
that's fine. Like, I'm not going to put my socks up on something, but it shouldn't be a law.
I realized I did it yesterday. I'm sorry.
Oh, I got one. Jumping back to our spoiler etiquette show. The new law should be
the law.
Spoiler law.
Okay.
Yeah. And also I think there should be and this would be a law that would go in effect that would affect some social media. But I think there should be like a filter or a block or something like that people try to give spoilers too early about the movie. They can't post it. Because there's those jerks out there who intentionally try to do so. And I'm like, why?
Okay, spoiler law
Should be law.
Okay.
becomes law.
I would ban vague booking
Which once again, fake booking is terrible.
Man.
from the social media etiquette.
Just know that I'm having a hard time right now. Keep me in your thoughts. And then everyone comments, no, it's too personal. You just post it on social media.
If you can't handle me at my worst,
What
you don't
now?
give
What
me
did
my
spoiler law
best.
stand for again? Look.
Ask, wait.
That's right. There you
So
go.
look around.
Ask if they've seen it.
Yes, and then
Wait 8 seconds. Or
5, 6,
yeah.
7, 8.
4 seconds starting from 5. Makes perfect sense. There's a new law. Get used to
It's
it.
a law.
If your childhood dreams had panned out, what career would you have today?
Actor.
NBA.
I'd be an eye doctor.
What? Hold on.
I'd be an eye doctor.
Don't get me wrong. Joel. And the best actor in 2023 is Joel Hilton.
Yay!
Yeah. Your NBA All-Star, Kent Dunn.
Nice.
When's your appointment?
What time's your tea time?
Can I get an availability?
No, that was your dream job, was eye doctor?
It was the first time I can remember because it's kind of, I don't know. I remember I got glasses when I was 7 years old, and I was like, oh, that's what trees look like? That's what grass looks like?
Oh.
And it made a huge impact on me.
That's tender.
And so I wanted to do that.
You wanted to bring that joy
Yeah.
in. Oh, that's good.
That's a good story.
So that's the first time I can actually remember wanting an occupation.
I used to tape my fingers together. I think Jeff Hornacek used to do this to improve his shots and go out on our sport court in the back and just shoot free throws nonstop.
That's weird because I used to actually tape steak knives to my hand for our Freddy Krueger movie.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I did. I have video. But yeah, I've always been obsessed with acting. Big
Yeah.
fan. Eye doctor.
See, Joel and I, we have perfect vision, so we've never
That's true.
been crushed by
I don't. Well, if you could own an exotic pet, what would it be?
a dinosaur.
Like a llama or an emu?
A dinosaur.
Yeah.
Does a dinosaur count?
That's not an exotic pet. That's
How
that's
about
an
like
extinct pet.
a, what are they called? Komodo dragon.
No,
Those are
that's
cool.
boring.
That's boring. That thing will claw your
I want a
face
little
off.
triceratops or something like that.
All right. That's fine. I'll allow it.
I think like a wild cat would be really cool.
Yeah.
And
That's the Tiger King talking.
We saw
No, it's just kind of
documentary on that.
even just like a lynx or something like that, like a larger, not a giant one that could eat you in your sleep, but like something like a lynx or something like that.
Oh, you know what I'd love? A fennec fox.
Oh, yeah.
Those are so adorable.
Red panda. That'd be cute.
Can I have an elephant?
Well, that's definitely one you could do.
I want an elephant as a pet.
Yeah. I'd love a dolphin. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
No, dolphins are quite violent.
Don't say dolphin.
No. Well, I forgot. Kent's a were-dolphin.
Wait, did someone say?
Someone say jump? By Van Halen?
Kent the were-dolphin.
Not as. You like how he else moved back too? I can never make the sound without flinching backwards.
So dumb.
What show was that on? Where we did jump?
Twitter Winner.
Oh, it was
It
Twitter
was
Winner. Yeah,
Twitter Winner.
Yeah,
And we killed Zach with it.
We killed Zach because we started playing Jump by Van Halen. And Kent started doing a dolphin impersonation. We had to pause the show because Zach was laughing so hard.
I'm sorry. Really, a dolphin?
I know.
Zach, you okay?
We killed Zach again.
Okay, I'm going to follow you there. I've always wanted Zach, are you okay?
I'm okay.
I think it'd be really cool to have a huge aquarium, and you can't keep great white sharks in aquariums. That's not allowed anywhere.
Why would you want a great white shark?
I'm fascinated by them. I'm so terrified of them. But imagine having an aquarium with a great white shark.
I don't want it anywhere near me. Why would you want that? That terrifies me just
But it
thinking
would be
about
like
it.
in the basement and stuff.
No,
so.
I've seen Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. That scene is terrifying to me. It's a comedy, and that part scares me.
Yeah. Zach, are you okay? There's tears in your eyes.
I'm doing okay. I'm getting by. Okay.
Were-dolphin.
Have you ever had an imaginary friend?
No.
Yeah, kinda.
My daughters did, but I never did.
I talk to myself a lot and just to get things out. And sometimes, like especially as a kid, I imagine someone else is there, like having a conversation with me. But I don't know if I had one like with a name or anything like that. So,
Do your kids, did they ever have imaginary friends?
no, not really.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, well, my daughter has this one, Jody. It's a pig that she talks to with glowing red eyes that hovers outside her window. But
My oldest had two imaginary friends. One was named Junior, and the other one was named Hottie, like Hoddie. Okay. She said, not Hottie, Hottie. And I'd take her to the park, and she'd be like, take a picture of me on the slide. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, take a picture of Junior on the slide. And I just take a picture of the slide, and I'm like, I don't even want to look at what this picture is.
Geez, yeah.
Thankfully, I never saw anything. But yeah, I never really did.
Yeah, I think my son had like an imaginary squirrel that he'd follow him around.
Really? Okay.
He'd like, I can't remember. Oh, what was the name of it? Coda, I think. Yeah.
Zach, did you?
I still do to this day.
What?
Yeah.
Is he an eye doctor too?
Yeah. Was this just from your bad vision and you thought someone was there? Okay.
The way I used to explain it was like The Office. It's actually more like the show Fleabag. I look off to the side to the camera all the time in my life. Like something dumb, I'll be alone, I'll trip, something dumb will happen, and I'll look over to the audience and make a dumb face.
Okay.
Or I'll be honest, like in my spare moment or my quiet moments, I'll turn to the side and talk to the camera.
Yeah.
I really think it stems from watching the Truman Show.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I watched that pretty young, and I just kind of thought about that concept and took it from there. So
Wow.
to this day, I still kind of do have, and it's a joke in my relationship.
When I was a missionary serving for my church, there's a famous movie called Called to Serve, where it shows this at the end. It shows these shots of these missionaries walking by, and the camera flies by, and they wave at the camera. And every now and then on the mission, when we were just feeling low, we'd just be like, "All right, wave to the camera." We just like wave to the imaginary cameras to kind of bring our spirits up. And
Nice.
That's kind of the same thing, I guess, but we don't really
Yeah.
talk to it, Zach.
Yeah. See, I talk.
Still.
I talk.
Still.
Oh no, I talk to myself all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the only way to find intelligent conversation.
Oh my gosh.
This next one's weird. Everything else has been normal.
Yeah, sure.
Where
Imaginary
dolphins
friends.
was completely normal.
Yeah. I, Dr. Dolphin. Where dolphin? If we did a trip to Vegas, which one of us would A, gamble, B, go to the Backstreet Boys residency, and C, would go to a Cirque show? So we have to split up.
This is gonna sound super weird.
Yeah.
Joel's gambling.
Joel's going to be gambling?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Joel, be honest here.
I will be honest here. I have in the past gone to Wendover,
And you're good.
and I was good. and it scared me because I wanted to keep going. And so I've kind of strayed away from it since then because I'm like, I felt the bug and I don't want to get
Joel,
hurt
we're
again.
in Vegas, and whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
But I've always, Kent, always wanted to go to a Cirque du Soleil show. That is one of my things. That's a bucket list item for me.
You've never been?
No, I've always wanted to. I watched them on DVD, Kent. I've watched them on DVD and I enjoy them, and I want to see them in person because I hear they're just fantastic. Although I'm kind of disappointed none of the questions there was who go to the buffet. That would be me.
All of us.
But I would go to the Cirque show. I think Ken would go gambling, and I think you would go to the Backstreet Boys.
What do you think?
I'm going to the Backstreet Boys.
You're going to the Backstreet Boys.
Mm-hmm. Joel, you're still gambling. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
And then that puts me going to Cirque.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to Cirque. Zach, play a slot machine or two.
Honestly, I love arcades, and they're just shiny arcades.
It is
Are you
funny.
volunteering for gambling?
Sure.
It is funny how the ticket system at arcades is essentially that's Vegas gambling, but it's like that's fine.
So Joel. I become you when I go to Vegas. I get really money conscious, and gambling to me, I know I'm going to lose it because I don't think I'm going to be very good at it. So I just don't do it. And not saying like you do it every time or whatever. But,
Have you?
yeah, I just don't care for it.
Yeah.
And I know I'll lose money, and so I pinch my pennies. Gambling is
You're
not
telling
my
me
cards.
if Nolan's over there at the blackjack table, you're not going to go belly up to the bar next to him.
100%. if Christopher Nolan is there, yes, I am.
There you go.
Follow-up question asked by another listener. What is the most money you've lost gambling that you can recall?
I haven't.
See, I told you.
Okay.
20 bucks for me.
No, here was
$20.
Yeah,
Good.
No, here was the thing: is we back in the day in college, I had this jug of change that I got from my grandpa. It was just full, and so we said, let's just take that to Wendover and we'll use that, and that way it's not our money, it's kind of this other money.
Sure.
And so I split it up among me and my friends. And to me, that was a loss because my one friend, he got there and had lost it all immediately.
Sure.
His
I would be
share.
that friend.
And so he lost it completely immediately. And I was like, what the heck, man? So I was kind of bugged about that. But I did well.
You're proving my point.
But I haven't gone back.
You would be gambling.
No, I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'm fighting that bug.
$1.
You've lost $1.
When I turned
Slot machines?
the proper age, I drove out to Wendover alone, put $1 in a slot machine, played it for like 5 minutes, and left.
That was the most disappointing, by the way. Slot machines.
Yeah.
They're not cool anymore. They're not like you don't put in the coin and then pull the thing anymore. You just press a button.
I have shared this story before, but another reason why I don't gamble is a product of my childhood. And I have shared this. Just like the fireworks story, we would always go to Vegas because my cousins lived there. And we'd walk to the casinos, like, the Luxor or whatever. And I'd be like, Mom, could you please play the slot machines? Could you please gamble? And she'd be like, yeah, I'm going to gamble. And she'd take out a $5 bill and throw it in the garbage. That's gambling, son.
And also lighting.
That's what she did. She lit the $5 bill
lighting
on fire
fireworks.
for
Yeah.
fireworks.
For fireworks.
Those are fireworks. It sticks with me.
I was going to say, apparently it's effective.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to prevent your kids from gambling.
That's why I always leave a note.
That's why you always leave a note.
What's your heritage again?
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
Although I swear I've lost a ton of money on like claw machines and those
Oh,
coin
sure.
pushing machines and
Yeah, but
things like
those
that.
are rigged for you to lose, whereas gambling is
come
too.
on, it's rigged for you to lose.
But
The house always
you
wins.
know how to play the game, I think.
No,
I like how the show's become a Joel's
luck.
history of gambling.
not extensive.
All right. Who would last the longest in a zombie apocalypse?
Okay, so we've talked about this.
Not me.
Out of the three of us, I think it would be Kent.
I think it'd be me.
I think that as I've proven before on zombie apocalypse scenarios, I'd be probably too invested in trying to save everyone and failing in the process.
I believe, and we've had people talk about this like at former workplaces and whatnot, Joel and I would be the last two survivors. I think I would be the final one just because Joel does have a little bit more compassion in his heart. I do think, like, we played this game and we did the whole what would happen, with the zombie apocalypse. But removing the family element, like let's say it was just us two, Joel would still look out for me. And
I did, remember?
Yeah,
I went back
but
to save you and got bit by a zombie kid.
there would be a little more self-interest. And that's how you survive.
Although, I don't know, I've seen how Kent reacts to spiders, and I don't know if he'd react very well to zombies.
You can see zombies coming. I'm not even afraid of spiders, but I am.
There's a zombie on my leg!
And then 12 more come. Shut up.
This is a question. We may have answered it on a Pagan bit, but how did they, meaning Joel and Kent, meet Zach? Where did he come from?
Should we break the story down?
Briefly, I invited a guest onto our show who was back in Femme in August, and
Legendary Femme in August.
Kent saw her on the show and decided, hey, I want to date her.
That's not exactly how it happened.
For those that don't know, Femme in August was in the month of August. There were guests. It was all female guests.
Yeah, all guests. Every week there was going to be a guest, and it was going to be a female guest every week.
Yeah.
And Kent decided to date her.
Yeah, I eventually dated her. After a couple weeks of dating her, she
on that
invited-
show, I believe you said, I'm going to date you.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good for many reasons.
Yeah.
There's a backstory there, but she introduced me to Zach at a movie night party.
Yep.
And Zach had previously listened to one of my podcasts, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And we just became friends after that. It's truly the reason I dated this girl. I believe, truthfully.
Yeah.
Oh, like
And-
in the cosmic sense of things.
In the cosmic sense.
Yeah.
And so Zach and I continued our friendship. Obviously, he helped us out on Baconsale a ton, and it became full circle because then, you guys became friends through that. So, Joel,
Yes.
you started it, and it came back around full circle.
It's the circle of Baconsale.
Yeah.
And it moves us all.
It does. So thank you for letting me on. Also, you, I think I said this on a Pagan bit as well. Kent, you were the reason that I stopped pursuing a dream of being on the radio.
Oh, that makes me feel so sad.
And you stopped his pursuit of being an eye doctor.
Yep, it's true.
It's even worse.
You crushed my dreams.
Yeah, it's because what did I say? Like radio's dead.
You told the story of the demise of 101 on the end, and I was like, "Wow, the industry sucks," and I will never pursue it.
I'm so sorry.
You were right.
I was right.
Yeah, you were
but I'm
right.
sorry.
Wait, that's okay. Joel, how'd you meet your wife?
Oh, we're the stereotypical couple who met at BYU.
Oh yeah,
She moved into my ward one summer, and I thought her roommate was really attractive. And
This is great.
yeah, I've heard this one.
Yeah, and so, but at the same time, I got to know both of them and realized that my wife was amazing and wonderful, and I fell in love with her almost immediately. Took a while for me, not too long for me to commit, but yeah. And then she tried to move away, and I went, "Oh yeah, well, I'm going to propose to you." Kind of. That's basically
And that
the gist
worked.
of it. Not really. That's not how it worked. Like
Obviously, yeah, you're shortening everything.
we were just we fell in love pretty quickly, and then dated very fast, and got married pretty
okay.
quickly.
Follow-up question. How long were you dating until you said the love word?
Oh, I don't remember. We
So
started.
who said it first?
I did.
You did?
Yes. We started
That's so
dating.
cute.
Our first hangout was in June. We started dating in July. I think I said I love you September-ish.
Oh, okay. You did wait a while.
Engaged in November, married in February.
So that's total BYU story.
Oh, yeah. Before, like, honestly, we were just both about to graduate. We got married like a couple months before we graduated.
Yeah, because you would have got kicked out anyways if you weren't married at
Yeah,
that
they
point.
make
so
you restart the whole thing over again.
So did she say I love you as soon as you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty quick.
So it was
turnaround
reciprocal.
there.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's so
goodness.
cute.
Thank goodness.
yeah. Not like
awkward.
I love spending time with you.
Yes. Or they just say thank you.
Thank you.
That's always
I've said that before.
You have? They said I love you. You said thank you.
Oof.
Yeah, my ex, we were dating 4 months, and she
Ex-wife,
accidentally...
ex-girlfriend?
Ex-wife.
Oh, okay.
And she accidentally said, I love you. And I hugged her real close and said, thank you.
Oh, you did it.
And then I was like... She's like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, you can say it as much as you want. Don't even worry about it. She's like, I'm never doing that. And it took me a month. It took me a month
man.
to say that back.
No, I said I love you a lot to my first real girlfriend, I guess.
Was it love or was it,
It was high
infatuation?
school. It was,
okay,
it was high
sure.
school. And so it was just all the time.
High school, you're
and then I was like,
oh
man, I said that way too much. And so then I didn't say it honestly for a long time. And there was one time when a girlfriend brought me Quiznos, surprised me with Quiznos, and I just went, "Oh, I love you," and I went, it just kind of came.
yeah,
out.
I mean, but there are many types of love,
Because
right?
food was related, but
Yeah.
yeah, and then I basically kind of saved it up until my wife. So,
Is it a pretty sacred word for you?
well, now I just say it to my kids and my wife all the time. It's kind of fun,
Yeah.
because it's
Well, you love your kids and wife.
yeah, I do,
Yeah.
most times, yeah,
Kent,
wife all the time.
how'd you meet Baby Yoda?
Oh, babe?
Babe.
But most people don't know this. I have a Baby Yoda toy that when we Marco Polo in our Baconsale chat, Marco Polo is a walkie-talkie app, a video walkie-talkie app.
Yeah.
And these two are entangled sometimes, and they'll like have their significant other, and they'll be like, "Hey, tell us that dating story, whatever," and they'll both be on camera, and I'll be literally laying in my bed, clothed, mostly to
you.
make Joel feel weird, though.
Yes.
But I'll have the camera above me looking up.
I hate it when
And
Marco
then-
Polos is from his bed.
And then I'll pan over, and my Baby Yoda will be right next to me. Babe, what do you think?
Yeah, 'cause
that's
we'll-
all I got.
We'll turn the phones and say, I don't know, what do you think, to the other person.
Truth be told, my my youngest daughter got that for this past Christmas and didn't want it, so it's mine now.
Didn't want it?
She didn't want it. She didn't
She's
care.
not a fan?
She doesn't care.
Has she watched The Mandalorian?
No, she doesn't care. I made her watch Star Wars. She just didn't care.
I met my female friend in theater. We did a play together and became good friends. And then later on in life became available. And then a pandemic happened. So we're like, hey, let's not talk to anybody else and just keep hanging out.
Bubble together.
There we go.
That's a really romantic story.
Bubble together. It's way better than that. But,
Yeah, we're giving the short versions here
There we
because
go.
we got a lot to cover.
Yeah. Now, this one, I'm going to just call out the specific person. This is the time I'm going to do that. Adam Crump said, is one question and one question only for Zach. Why a Mustang? He's a Camaro guy, it says. So
Isn't that a poor man's sports car, Camaro?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
No. So for those who don't know, I drive a Ford Mustang, and I'm a Mustang guy. So when I was born, it goes back that far, my mom was going into labor, and they were headed to the hospital, and they had to go home and get like the bag for the hospital. And also my dad changed his T-shirt to a shirt that said, at the time there was an ad campaign that said Chevrolet, the heartbeat of America, and he had a T-shirt that said Ford, the heartbreak of today's Chevrolet. He wore that T-shirt, so it was the first thing I saw on him when I was born. And we're a Ford family. My granddad had an old Ford truck that was a pretty prominent member of the family. Then my dad got a 1969 Ford Mustang Mach 1 when I was a young kid, and still has it today. And I just grew up around Mustangs and cars and drag racing, and I'm a bit of a car guy. More of a fan. I'm not like a gearhead and a mechanic-y guy.
You own a Mustang now.
I do.
Do you think you'd end up getting another one, or do you feel satisfied?
Has that itch been scratched?
I love my car so much, but I can already tell you what my next one is. So
A Camaro?
I know what you're.
I'll get another Mustang. I can tell you the
Okay.
next one. Yeah. So I have lots of plans for lots of cars if life is in my favor.
Podcasting generally
Yep,
is really
podcasting,
successful.
it's really-
Radio's dead, but podcasting huge.
It's
Huge,
the best.
lucrative, huge.
Brought to you by Squarespace. There's a follow-up question. That says, but that was a lie. He also wants to know, he being Adam, wants to know why Kent and Joel aren't into cars at all.
I like cars. I'm terrible with makes and models. It's weird because it's the same thing with sports, where if you can tell me the model, or if you tell me the model, I could probably tell you the make. And if you could tell me the state, I could probably tell you the team. But just looking at them, like I've always been amazed. My older brother, he knows. He looks at a car and he's like, "Oh, that's a the only car that's coming right now is a Toyota Corolla," which is what I drive. But he's like, "Oh, that's a 2014 Toyota Corolla." And like he knows that just by looking at a car. And I'm like, "That's a red car." That's about as far as I can get.
I think if I've driven the car,
Yeah.
I know it.
Sure.
But based on appearance, I'm kind of like you, Joel. I'm like, I don't really care.
But I definitely have an appreciation for pretty cars. Like,
Well, do you have a dream car? Because
Dodge Viper.
yeah,
Viper
and
Red.
I'm a Porsche guy. I like
Right.
Porsche Boxster. I'm
Yeah.
too tall for it, but I want one.
But if I see one of those, I will. It definitely. I turn my head. Like it will be one of these where I'll look at it as it drives by if I see a pretty car. But I'm not. I'm not smart enough to be a car person.
I'm like the guy who's driving down the road, and I'm like, the Hyundai taillights on the 2021 model lines are really nice. Like, I'll notice specific
And I'm
things
like,
about the cars.
What's their window sticker? Hey, look at that! It's the Deathly Hallows. Like that's if that were asked by a police, like what kind of car were they driving? I'd be like, it's got a
Coexist sticker.
Yeah, it's
with Marvel and DC. I don't know what's going on.
The bumper sticker almost says, or the license plate almost says TARDIS, but it's not.
Just
quite
my other
TARDIS.
right is a TARDIS.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got asked a question if I've ever seen a show on Broadway. The answer is yes. I've seen 3 plays on Broadway, musicals. I've seen Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. I've seen
Never heard of it.
Tootsie, the musical.
I've seen the movie.
Yeah, well, they made a musical. I've seen West Side Story, a revival that was like set in modern day.
Tier 2.
Yeah,
A little more grim, right?
much more grim.
Yeah.
yeah, all very good.
Is this something? Do you consider Broadway to be like the gold standard, or can you see a show anywhere?
I mean,
and
yeah,
enjoy it?
Broadway's the gold standard for sure.
But do you need to, like, if you're like, I need to see Hamilton on Broadway?
I would say the touring Broadway
Okay.
cast.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, have
So-
you ever been to a show on Broadway?
No.
Do you have a desire to do so?
Yeah. It's not like a need, but it's like if I'm in New York, I probably will get Broadway tickets.
Okay.
Would you, Joel?
Oh,
Or have you?
definitely. I've never
Never
been
have.
to. I've been to the West End in London.
Well, it's
Which
really
may
good.
be better.
But I want to
saw
go to
Phantom
Broadway.
there.
I did, and it was amazing. I saw Wicked and Phantom in West End. I do love musicals. I do love plays, and I do want to go to Broadway someday. It's just getting to New York, having to navigate New York, and paying for Broadway tickets is always
Yep.
a little tricky.
It's a bear.
Yeah.
The other, I guess, the other brag in the theater world, I'll say, maybe a little bit cooler than Broadway even. I saw 2 Shakespeare shows at Shakespeare's Globe.
Oh,
That was so. It's like,
in London.
yeah, really fun,
Yeah.
really fun, really cool. This was an interesting question. I sent this one to you guys before, and I wanted to see if you came up with anything. What object from your childhood do you still own, and what's the story behind it? Why do you still have it?
So I have down in at my house now. I have a bin. Actually, I have 2 bins that are full of just random memorabilia from my childhood. Just like
Like action figures?
no, there was some toys in there that I ended up pulling out because I was like, they're just collecting dust. So I pulled them out and let my kids play with them. They had a great time and then broke them. But it's things in there like goblets, glasses. I don't know what to call it, from like prom.
Okay.
Or T-shirts from a play I was in, or pictures from dances, like things like that. And I have my lava lamp from way back then too. But it's just these objects, and they're honestly just sitting in a bin in my crawl space. And then every now and then, when I'm going down there and changing out a furnace filter or doing something else down in the basement, cleaning something out, I'll open it up and just have this little kind of moment of nostalgia. That's the only reason I keep it.
Stuff
there.
that you don't think about, and then until you see it, and then you're like, oh yeah,
It's like, oh yeah,
That's
that
pretty
thing.
fun.
But it was cool to go down there a few years back and see all these things like my slingshot and these toys, the other toys that I had, and I pull them out and I'm like, I'm gonna let my kids play with these. That's what I do. My kids have all my die-cast Dodge Vipers that I used to
awesome.
have.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I keep it, is just for those little waves of nostalgia. But I try not to be too sentimental or too pack ratty, because that pack rat mentality, I've had to move relatives who have that mentality, and it's not easy. So
Yeah.
I try to get rid of stuff.
I'm the same way. I definitely don't. I'm not a hoarder only in one way. And I think it's probably the best way to be a hoarder. It's drawings. It's paper, right? It's not taking up too much space. But I have a couple, 2 crates of drawings I've done from when I was a kid. A ton in 7th grade and 8th grade when I really discovered I love drawing.
Yeah.
And I've kept them. And they're just like dumb stuff I'd put in my folder in 7th grade on the outside, so
Yeah.
people could look at my art and say I'm cool.
And they did all the time, right?
Yeah. Well, that was like the one thing I'm like, guys, check this out. I'm kind of talented. Just don't look at my my basketball player pictures, because they were the worst.
I posted pictures.
I
of
shared those
before.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
But it was even books I'd write when I was 8 years old. I went through kind of like usual. I was like, I opened up a crate and my daughters were reading some of the stories and making complete fun of me, because they're much better artists than I am. And it's fun to see. Just they're like, what about when you're our age? What kind of stuff did you draw? But I'm a pack rat for art that I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't keep stuff.
You don't at all?
No. I mean, I have a lot of things. I have a whole storage unit of stuff I don't even know what's in there. But
You should go through and get that wave of nostalgia. It's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
yeah,
Or clean it out, because it's also refreshing.
That's true. That's true. But I definitely have thumbed through like junior high yearbooks multiple
Yeah.
times. And this, I don't want to get sad, because it might be sad, but specifically my 8th grade yearbook, if I open that up, you know how you signed the yearbooks. There's a bunch of sections that have been like blocked and covered, like censored.
Yeah.
By you?
By me. I was kind of bullied in the 8th grade.
Oh.
And I brought my yearbook home, and a bunch of people had written a bunch of mean things.
Those jerks.
And I think it was like, the whole like, whoa, boys will be boys, just having fun. But it kind of hurt me.
Of course it did.
And so I scribbled all this stuff out. Like if you open up to my picture, someone had drawn like, glasses and like an evil mustache and stuff on my picture in my
Zach,
yearbook.
you have glasses and a mustache right now.
Yeah, they did more. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. Children are dumb. That's why I'm like, it's kind of sad, right?
Yeah.
But it literally, that was my, I kind of, in the coming years, turned the corner of being like a more confident and sarcastic person. And
Right.
so like, I couldn't be bullied anymore. It didn't work.
It's just hard. Junior high is
Yeah.
the insecure time.
And so like, I don't know. That's the only, the depressing thing that came to mind.
I've blacked out some stuff in my yearbook,
Yeah.
but it's because I was censoring it.
Oh, I see.
And
Yeah, there's
rightly so, 'cause
inappropriate stuff.
My kids have gotten a hold of some of those things, and I'm like, I'm glad I blacked
Exactly. Yeah, there was some of that too. For
that out.
sure.
Don't write that kind of crap in people's yearbooks.
Like, don't
kids.
eat yellow snow. I know.
Yeah.
Real offensive.
Blacked out. No, that's the cool thing is going back and reading. Back in the day when I was reading those yearbooks, I always was like, oh, this girl said I was cute. Like, you're so cute. And I'm like, oh, she said I'm cute.
Yeah.
And I love that. But nowadays when I read it, my favorite thing is when people are like, you were so nice. And I'm like, oh, like that's what gets me.
Yeah.
The cute thing, I don't even know if those phone numbers work anymore. So
You should try.
no, I shouldn't.
Actually, could you give me those phone numbers?
No, you've dated a couple people I know.
Hey, you said hags. I just wanted to let you know I did.
I did. I had a great summer. I had a great summer.
I did. So we didn't mention it too much, but if you want to know more about what's going on here, there are the other episodes of Ask Baconsale where some of the questions that were submitted actually had already been answered, including embarrassing stories. You have previously shared embarrassing stories
Yes, we
on
have.
Baconsale before. But this question specifically says, except for Kent's classic skating getting pants story,
Oh, yep.
what are some embarrassing moments? And I was listening to that episode, and Joel, you shared one about being in line at Lagoon, the terror ride.
Yes, go back and listen to. I think that was episode 153 or 162.
162.
Yeah,
or episode 53,
or episode 53. One of those two.
I think it was the first one. But anyway, you. Long story short, you ended up pretending that you were missing an arm.
Yes,
and right behind you was somebody who was missing.
And I didn't know
arm.
there was a person behind me that had a missing arm.
I will happily share my version of that story. So I was working as a server at a restaurant in college, and I had a large party that I was going to deliver food to. I wasn't a server for their table. I was just helping out another server. And the food was cooked by the kitchen and put up in like the little heat window. And I was loading my tray of all of the meals. And
Would you say there was steak, seafood, and salad there?
So good, so sizzling.
Okay.
But I put all of my the plates on my tray, and I was missing all of them but one. And I walked over to the table, and I was just handing out the meals, and I put the last one down and said, "Oh, sorry, I got to go back there. I just ran out of hands." And I looked at the person who didn't have food.
Unbelievable.
Had a claw, like a hook claw.
Like nature is the worst.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
So I walked back and grabbed that meal, gave it to that person, and
It's-
thankfully it wasn't like my table. I wasn't serving them, so I just walked away
It's
to the other
stories
side of the
like
restaurant.
that are on intro videos when you start a new job, and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
here's
yeah.
some sensitivity training. There's a man named he wanted to be an eye doctor. Let's just call him Mr. Eastern, and he said this.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of those innocent things that you never think would be offensive
Nope.
or harmful
I
in
felt
any way.
super bad.
You feel like
Oh.
2 feet small.
I was so embarrassed.
That's bad. That's bad. Well, thank you. Thank you for exposing that part of you, so it's not just Kent and I out here flapping in the wind.
Right.
Yeah. What can I say?
Of course, I believe Kent's story was actually about throwing up in choir class.
I've had a few embarrassing stories. Also getting yelled at by some girl's dad, remember, in the rain?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
That's pretty embarrassing.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know that we need to answer this next one, but I am going to read it because it made me laugh.
Okay.
As submitted.
All right.
This is actually a question for Joel and Zach.
Oh.
As his friends, does Kent ever talk about how he actually feels, or does he just smolder anytime emotion seeps through? I don't know that we should answer that one.
I block emotion by smoldering.
Yeah, pretty much.
You do. It's just like automatic. Instead of tearing up, you just smolder up. No, Kent. I was going to say Kent definitely has fences up around people, around groups of people and things like that. But if it's a group of people that he knows, he's totally open with his emotions. He's very. I was going to say I've seen Kent get emotional before. It's a little unsettling, but he does it occasionally.
Yeah, Joel. I put Joel in some pretty uncomfortable spots. Some really
Not due to your fault. It's the circumstances surrounding it.
bad circumstances.
But at the same time, I was going to say Kent, for the most part, he's perfectly open in person. But on public, I don't blame him. He puts up maybe a little more fencing.
Yeah, I've got some walls up.
Yeah. I said fencing. You could say walls. That's fine. That keeps the dolphin in.
If you could go on a date with any celebrity, male or female, who would it be?
I'm married.
Let's go both.
Okay.
I mean, Kate Beckinsale.
Okay, Baconsale.
Obviously.
The answer. I just figured that was a given.
See, and this is one of those, who would you like to pick their brain, if you can meet them? If it were like talking to I would be Christopher Nolan, but
You're going to date him.
but I think
You're going to hang out.
Dating
You're going
or
to hang
go
out.
on a date?
honestly,
Date him.
Henry Cavill.
You want to?
I'd go on a date with Henry Cavill.
You want to? I can see you mini golfing, and you're like not doing it right. He just reaches up behind you and says, "Here's how it goes," and you're just like, "Oh, thank you."
Is this Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
Why are you writing fanfic?
Weird.
Is this a Tumblr post?
I've never thought about this before.
But I mean, honestly, yep. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, you said Kate Beckinsale was your
And
favorite.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
It's the Brits.
Yeah.
Joel's married.
No, I'd been, if it weren't in this scenario, because this is obviously fantasy, probably Kate Beckinsale. Again, she seems so fun.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, aside from being
Ton of funny stories, all that.
amazingly beautiful, like, just,
Yeah.
she's very entertaining in her posts.
Yes.
And then, I don't know, for some reason, I keep thinking Nathan Fillion, which is
Yeah,
weird.
that's a great answer.
He seems like he'd be great to pal around with and maybe go minute golfing with. So, Zach, what about you?
John Krasinski.
Yeah, he'd be fun too.
I want to
Yeah.
hang out with him.
Yeah.
But
Not Zachary Levi?
I'll take him too.
It's male and female.
He just chose those two guys.
No judgment.
Little judgment.
I don't know. A female.
You know, I don't know. Like, because Ken and I are the
Devout.
It's
Yeah.
like well known that Ken and I have this major celebrity crush on Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Do we know your female celebrity crush?
I don't really do celebrity crushes.
Well, off the top of your head, who are you thinking of right now?
Nobody.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Mandy Moore, I know.
No. Maybe Kristen Bell, but not Mandy Moore. But
Any of the Spice
Don't
Girls?
give her a bullet.
no. Yeah, I've never really done that.
Roxanne
whole
from
thing.
a Goofy movie.
Oh well, Lola Bunny. I mean,
Who is it? Gal Gadot?
oh, I can tell you, it's a recent one. Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, okay.
I think she's adorable.
Controversial choice.
I know.
Unconventional, not controversial.
Last Night in Soho. Looking forward to that. Okay, this is going to be a little deep. Think about this one for a second.
Okay.
How do you think you, 25 years from now, views who you are right now? That was submitted by Matthew McConaughey.
So in 2040,
What do you think future Joel and future Kent, and I'll say future Zach, think about Zach now and Joel now and Kent now?
I think I'll miss these days, to be honest.
Yeah.
My kids are young. I'm having a great time being
yeah.
their dad.
Yeah.
I think I'll love being a grandpa, but
Like, you probably look back and say, savor what you have.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because I can get frustrated right now with my kids and how they behave, but I'm trying to do my best to be like, no, savor these moments, enjoy these moments.
Yeah.
So that would be my what I think.
I think I'd look back and I'm not telling myself anything, but I would be a little disappointed that I'm not pursuing some passions a little bit more.
Sure.
Like, I wouldn't be like I don't think life is a race, as they say.
Yeah.
But it's like, why haven't you done this yet?
Yeah.
Get started. But mostly it would just be like, life is good. Savor it.
Pursue
Yeah.
passions or watch passions? on
Both.
TV
Both.
in the 90s,
Right.
80s, soap
Passions
opera.
fanfic.
Yeah.
I'm in this transitionary period in my life, and things are. Life's headed in a good spot, and so I hope in 25 years from now, I'm looking back and going, "Hey, you became a barber. That's pretty cool."
Yeah.
You
The beginning of the best chapter.
Yeah, you started the fruitful relationship that ideally lasts the rest of this time. So I actually think in the last year or so has been kind of a pivot in my life personally, and so I hope to look back on it and go, yeah, you pivoted in the right direction. Good job, kid. Pivot.
That's sweet.
That's deep.
Yeah.
What does 18-year-old you think about you now?
Why'd you gain so much weight?
Mine would be, yeah, you don't spike your hair up anymore. What happened, man?
Yeah, I mean, let's get a little deep here.
Yeah.
Same thing. 18-year-old me would be like, why haven't you done these things yet?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, there would be a little bit of excitement. They'd be like, you're on the radio? That's pretty
That's
freaking
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
You're a movie critic? That's pretty cool.
pretty great.
Because 2 years ago, your favorite movie was Austin Powers, so hopefully your taste is better. And obviously, being a dad, holy cow, that's great.
Yeah, totally.
Obviously, seeing sadness and maybe tragedy that's happened in life, it would be hard for my 18-year-old brain to kind of grasp, because you feel like you're invulnerable at 18 years
totally.
old. But it would be also pretty sad to kind of see some of the future stuff of right now. But on the deep end, I think they'd be really proud of how many people I've kissed.
Nice.
I'd kissed one person when I was 18. One person.
Now I've kissed at least 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few spicy chicken sandwiches. Joel?
Nah, I was going to say my 18-year-old self would probably be like,
Wow, you got a lot of kids.
yeah, like, wow, that is a lot of kids. And why aren't you working out? That's what we'd be saying. But no, I think, I mean, wife and kids has always been something I've always wanted. Growing up, my career, I was like, I didn't really know what I wanted to be or what I wanted to do. And I like that I have a job that allows me to enjoy the people I work with and then also do these side hobbies like a podcast. So I think I'd be I'm pretty content with that, but
Yeah.
definitely tell myself to work out a little more. Yeah.
I'd just be like, hey, cool car, dude.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Let's go into just a quick lightning round of Would You Rather.
Let's do it.
Move past the personal stuff. Let's shake some of that off. Don't get to know us too closely. Okay. Would you rather fight 1 bear-sized duck or 10 duck-sized bears?
I would fight a bear-sized duck because little bears still have little claws, and little claws hurt. So I'm going to fight a giant duck.
You're going to fight a giant duck.
Little bears. Because they're cubs. They're so cute.
They got claws. Have you never been scratched by a cat?
It's a bear cub. They're not as violent. They're super like naive and cute.
We always,
for Winnie the Pooh.
on these Would You Rathers, you always take the singular item. I'm fighting
'Cause they get overpowered?
one bear-sized duck. I can be overpowered very quickly by bears and distracted because they're cute.
But if it was a goose, would you guys keep that answer?
Duck?
If it was a bear-sized goose.
No, I'd be done for.
Yeah,
Everyone would be done for.
exactly.
Yeah. Would you rather eat healthier or exercise regularly? You have to pick one.
Exercise regularly.
You're pretty good.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I work out like twice a week.
Exercise regularly. I like to be able to eat what I like to eat.
I'd rather exercise than watch what I eat. I don't do either. Would you rather eat Subway or Burger King for the rest of your life?
Come on.
Jeez. Subway.
I'd probably go Subway.
I'm going to go Burger King just because they change their menu so often. Who knows? It's going to keep changing. I'll get a variety.
Everything tastes the same. Oh, they both do.
Oh, Burger King to me tastes like the burgers you got from the cafeteria at school.
Oh, I hated that question.
Would you rather have bad body odor or bad breath?
Bad body odor. Because the breath, that's coming from a deep, dark place, right? If it's that bad, because you could shut up, but I can't shut up.
No, I was going to say, I'd say bad breath because I can close my mouth. But if I stink, I just stink.
There's stipulations, right? Gum or deodorant. Is that not allowed? Does that not fix the problem?
I think it does, maybe temporarily, or it's a little more difficult.
You just got to have them.
Guys, these are rapid fire questions.
Bad
We gotta
breath.
hurry through
Bad
this.
breath.
Come on.
Bad breath.
Bad breath.
Would you rather meet Batman or Superman?
Oh, wow.
Superman.
Superman.
What?
Yeah, come on.
Come on, Batman fan. You were
It's, but you know me. I'm
Yeah.
a flight guy.
well, here's the thing.
We could hold hands.
That's true. And
Here
can
we
you
go.
read my mind? No, but I think meeting Superman would be cool for a number of reasons. One, we could fly together. Two, I could totally hit him with a golf club and it wouldn't do anything.
Right.
And he could laser vision some stuff. It'd be so much fun.
Hot pockets and stuff.
Batman would be cool to hang around with, but also meeting Superman would also confirm the existence of other planets. Life on other planets would be pretty cool too.
Yeah. Zach? Batman for the car?
Superman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can't imagine. Batman's super cool, but do you want to hang out with him?
You'd be really troubled.
He's kind of a downer.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Superman.
Okay. Now, here's another question for you.
That was my shirt.
I have to preface this one. You are, I think, Matrix universe. You are a person who understands the Matrix. You understand what it is. You know. Would you rather be in the Matrix and know that you're just being a battery plugged in, or live in Zion and be outside of the Matrix? This is a very deep question.
So you know that you're a battery.
You're a battery.
You've seen both sides, though.
You've seen both sides.
But you can't really get back out to Zion or that area.
You pick one or the other. You're either always in the machine, always in the Matrix, or you're always outside of the Matrix.
So the blissfully dumb life
I've had-
or a hard life.
But you know.
Yes.
Some of the coolest dreams I've had are when I've realized I'm dreaming and that I can do whatever I want. So why not be in the Matrix?
Would you have powers, or would you just be a normal person?
You're
automaton.
Yeah, you're not the one.
How do you know? I know there's no spoon. That gives me power. I can manipulate the Matrix once I realize that.
Zion.
You take Zion.
Yeah, because it's part of the resistance, and so I could do my best to be part of that.
I'd let Kent work that out, and I'll hang out and eat steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hang out in the Matrix. Fine.
I like my gruel.
I may know. Well, I'll ask this. It's based on a previous question that you've debated before. But would you rather live in the universe of The Lord of the Rings or Star Wars? You have to live in the universe.
And we're not Luke Skywalker. We're not.
No, you're just
Aragorn.
you're just human number 5.
I would much rather live in Star Wars because there's a possibility I might be able to use a lightsaber at some given point. And there's also not a dark overlord.
Jedis are like a myth.
But I mean, it's the mythical realm of Lord of the Rings with Sauron out there who could take over the whole world and dominate it in that way. Whereas the Empire, yeah, you have a crappy government governing, but if you're one of the outer planets, they're not going to visit you that much.
They might destroy your planet just for kicks.
So might Sauron.
Lord of the Rings. I could go for a nice, chill life. And honestly, it may be more medieval if I live somewhere near Gondor, but I would choose to live somewhere like Hobbiton and just enjoy it.
You wouldn't fit in.
What are you saying?
You're a little tall.
I'm like 3 halflings
Yeah.
put together. But no, I could be totally down for a nice country life.
Well, and according to the sequels, I probably have the Force.
You probably would.
Everyone has the Force now.
You wouldn't be the main star, though. Let's be honest.
I'd be that kid at the end with the ring.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
With the broom.
Yeah, broom, yeah.
Okay. Final question. How many seasons will Baconsale run?
Whoa.
Someone asked this question?
I did. No, in all seriousness, when you guys started this podcast, how long did you think you'd be doing it?
5 seasons.
Yeah.
About that, yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like you've surpassed your initial thought of how long the show would last?
I'm surprised that we have gone on this long and still enjoy doing it.
Yeah, because life has a way of throwing curveballs,
Yeah.
as we've all experienced. And it
We
gets
got a
hard.
couple right at the beginning, too.
Yeah, we did. And responsibilities come into play. And as Joel said very wisely a year and a half ago, our welfare comes before the show.
It does.
And
We've always said that.
to me, that was like, okay, that changed a lot. But that said, we all kind of need this show. This show is our welfare in a way,
It's a great outlet for me.
right? Where it's like, it's fuel, especially in the past year and a half, especially in the first 6 months when I think we're all in hermit mode, except for the show. And this show gave me fuel. It gave me a social outlet, which I desperately craved at that point. And so it did kind of become a welfare.
Well,
and I'm so grateful that we continue the show, even to that point.
And I like the thought that maybe we're helping someone else forget their troubles for a bit.
I hope.
Like lifting someone's burden. That's one of my favorite things of thinking, if I made people, if I affected someone's life in a positive way, if I made someone laugh and forget, a little bit about their worries or troubles or help lighten their burden, then I feel like, yeah, that's worth doing.
A year or two ago, I would have said season 8. It's probably pretty good. Season 9 is my goal.
Yeah.
It's goal. It's like the next.
What season are we on right
next
now?
mile marker, 7.
Oh, okay.
9 would be my next mile marker.
That would be like I feel success.
A good milestone.
Yeah.
10 would be incredible, but also life is crazy. Like who's to say what's going to happen?
Well, I mean, I've also said from the beginning that this whole purpose of this podcast is to get Kent married. So once that happens, we've accomplished our purpose and it's over.
So far so. Oh.
That's when we all get steady, healthy relationships in
We
this
won't need
podcast.
Baconsale. We'll
then
just
we're
walk
walking
away.
away.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope
No,
we keep doing
no,
it for a
no,
long
no,
time
no.
After that, just kidding, listener.
I mean, I'd like to be on for a little while. So
Please do.
we'll
we
just
enjoy
keep,
having you here.
What do you say we just keep doing this, huh?
And I promise I won't end up with anyone that tells me to stop a podcast.
Thank you.
How about that?
Thank
It's
you.
happened a couple times.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
With that, let's go ahead and end it.
All right.
Thank you for participating. Thank you for opening yourselves up to a lot
Yeah, I mean,
of
it
this.
wasn't as many like hardcore laughs there.
No, it got weirdly deep.
I know.
The listener wanted to know about. I mean, somebody asked what your blood type is.
A positive.
B negative.
You know?
Oh yeah.
I actually don't know.
Yeah, of course, yours is B
when I
negative.
passed out giving blood, I still have that paper and it says A positive on it.
I don't know.
Should we know?
Is you supposed to know? I
don't know.
Supposed to know?
You're supposed to know. You're supposed to know your blood type.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no
You're
idea.
just making it up.
Yeah.
Well, and if listener, if you felt like it wasn't fun, then that's on you. So thank you.
No, we do thank you for all who submitted questions.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're listening to this episode, like Zach said at the beginning, this probably wasn't the first one you should listen to, but if you're listening to this episode, it probably means you're a fan of Baconsale, and for that, we thank you.
Truly.
Whether you're a patron, whether you're a listener, we've been doing this for a while now and quite enjoy it because of the feedback we get from you. Because we could sit in a room and chat with each other all we want, and, it's fun, but it doesn't really go anywhere. But this way we have it kind of feedback from you helps make the difference.
Right. And hopefully in the future, in future live events, because we haven't been able to do them, like we can answer your questions in person.
Yeah.
Maybe next time on Ask Baconsale, we do it a live show.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
And then I'll be real nervous.
Yeah.
But before we go, we want to thank a couple of special categories of patron. We have the I Am the Listener tier, which includes Adrian Vanderwecken, Lady Terry A. Finley, Sean Sandquist, Just Plain Old Kyler, Alicia Bass, Braden Winterton, Chris Drought, Jennifer Kilkowski, Adam and Rachel Crump, Babs, Allison Gall, Plot Twist Media, and Glow Clendaniel. Then we have the Bacon Council, which includes Chris Anderson, Nicole D. Kale, Ryan and Marley Farron, Motts, Stephen Ross, Her Royal Highness Jessica Terry, our favorite couple, the Madsons, The Shadow, and Reverse Listener.
Thank you so much, patrons.
Thank you, patrons.
We really do appreciate you. Thanks for keeping the lights on here in the Bacon Cave.
Yes, thank you.
But if you want to find me, you can find me at 76Joel on Twitter, or you can find me performing with Quickwits. They perform every Saturday night at the Midville Performing Arts Center. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quickwits Facebook page.
You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Kenny3DD. If you want to read my movie reviews at ShowtimeShowdown.com.
If you'd like to connect with me, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Tumbling Mustard. But more importantly, make sure you're following Baconsale on social media. That's where all these questions came from. Thank you. Go ahead and like that Facebook page, and then swing by Instagram and Twitter at Baconsale. While you're doing that, stop by tpublic.com/Baconsale, where you can get yourself some merch, fun t-shirts, and whatnot. Become a billboard for Baconsale. We appreciate you. And then if you want to support the show further, you like what's going on here, you want to support us, you can do so at patreon.com/Baconsale, where support starts at just $3 a month. You can get access to some extra content, everything from little bonus episodes we do every once in a while, sometimes, basically weekly. Then there's Behind the Bacon posts. You can get to know what's going on Kent's vacation sometimes. There's all sorts of fun stuff happening there. Patreon.com/Baconsale. So until next time, do you need an eye doctor?
But the Speedo action that we had going on was great.
Thank you very much, Taco Bell, for getting rid of one of my favorite things ever, the double-decker taco, you jerks.
You still go to Burger King. I'm proud.
Yeah.
Well, ashamed.
Proud shamed?
Yeah, proud shamed. And there's some drug in it that makes women love this place.
Yeah,
And Joel.
It's like put a Chick-fil-A in a Target and you're set for life.
Like thick with 2 C's.
Yeah, boy. You guys are guys. Why don't you mansplain chick flicks some more? Like, wow, Scoob. I like Scoob. We gotta get out of here.
She's got the hopper stink on her. I
People
can't look you in
listening.
the eyes because you're complimenting me. This is really weird.
Okay. Indian leg wrestle right now.
I will.
Okay.
Not anymore.
I think you're both pretty.
Could you be a little more Amish, though?
We're great.
We love us. Tide, get your whites white and your colors colory. Just know that I'm having a hard time right now. Keep me in your thoughts.
I don't know why I'm getting all sultry.
That was a little weird. Well, I forgot Kent's a were-dolphin.
Wait, did someone say?
Did someone say jump? By Van Halen?
Kent the were-dolphin.
Not as.
Is he an eye doctor too?
Yeah, was this just from your bad vision and you thought someone was there? Okay. I like how the show's become Joel's
Dumb luck.
The history of gambling. Joel does have a little bit more compassion in his heart. Zombie spiders.
Kent, we gotta be quiet.
Oh, it's a spider! It's a zombie!
Hey, look at that. It's the Deathly Hallows.
I block emotion by smoldering.
I hate you guys so much.
He's got church laughs going on. Joel's got the church laughs.
Why, Joel?
I don't know.
Why do you hate me? Who would last longest in a zombie apocalypse?
There's a spider. It was on me. It was on my leg.
What the heck just happened? Why did you just throw the napkin across the floor? Hold on. Yeah,
Where's it now?
I don't know. You threw it.
I was like, it's like tickling into your spider web.
Your reaction was priceless.
I'm not even afraid of spiders, but it was on me.
It's not gonna kill you.
Flicked him off this way. He threw him at me.
Sorry, Zach.
Are you gonna be checking your leg all
I
night?
will be. It's on the table.